Hi, I'm Nick Stock. I'm Beverage Director of Tasting Australia, and we're here at East End Cellars, who are our beverage partner for Town Square. And I've got with me Simon Bryant, our Festival Director. Simon.
Hi, Nick.
Hi. One of our very big pieces of international beverage talent this year is Champagne Bollinger, as you know, and they're doing a bunch of things across the festival. We've got TAA, Coffin Bay, we've got a Masterclass, we've got them featured in our Glasshouse dinners, but I guess the big piece of programming for them is the Soiree, which is on Saturday night, the 6th of April. And your job is to match the food and bring the South Australian produce to the wonderful champagne. So I thought we'd have a tasting.
Yeah, that's going to be really helpful because I'm mildly terrified living up to a house with this reputation.
It's James Bond. It's James Bond's drink of choice.
Yeah.
So this is the first one. Cheers. So this is Bollinger Special Cuvée. This is the Bollinger that, you know, it's the label that everyone knows, and it's probably their, you know, it's their calling card. It's the one that they kind of established their whole reputation on. So let's have a taste. Yeah. So I thought if we could pull some flavours and aromas and things out of the champagnes, and you could maybe put some food next to it. Quite fresh, isn't it?
Yeah, it is screaming fresh actually. And I think that I kind of obviously no-brainer was going with the seafood on this one.
Yeah. And
I was hoping to be able to get a prawn, the boats are out right now for the prawn season's open.
Nice.
In the Spencer Gulf. And I hope I can get away with a raw prawn.
Oh, nice. It's got that lovely, I love that little dried lemon sort of character that you see in the champagne.
And that's what I think we can work in harmony with, because we already put down some yuzu from the Riverland, and I think that would make a beautiful ponzu for this one. I just need to keep the spice levels low in the ponzu so I don't overshadow.
Yeah, but I think that yuzu is so precise, so like the way it would cut into this would be really, really good.
I'm worried though if I should do a sashimi or actually just poach the prawn lightly, but I really think that we could get away with a raw prawn.
When do you make that call? Do you just get the prawn and look at it and decide that you can go this way or that way, or?
Look, I think when they're new season, when the boats have just gone out, there's such a spectacular prawn. As soon as they hit heat, you lose some of the oceanic notes in the prawn, and you turn, you know, in completely into a different domain with the meat. I think I want to keep that.
Okay.
It's a mouthful of ocean with this beautiful freshness and crispness, and like you said, that back note of almost preserved lemon.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I see, it's like a distilled, intensified kind of lemon character.
Is there anything else I should be thinking of?
No, I think that's it. I think that nails it. And I think that's the first champagne we're going to serve at the Soiree. So
that was easy.
To open. Yeah, that's good. 1 for 1. Okay. So the second is the non-vintage rosé. So this is well, I mean, I guess the first thing, you know, is the colour. So I think, you know, that's a feature that kind of that people always see pink champagne and kind of have that wow moment, you know, of the colour. It's got almost that salmon sort of colour to it.
Are you giving me hints?
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
It's soft, isn't it? For me, that's really fleshy and creamy and just, I mean, it really has that first one was sort of crisp, fresh, kind of bang. This one's more hedonistic kind of.
Yeah, and it's got a bigger, wider mouthfeel to me, or am I imagining that?
No, it's creamier. It's almost this creamy sort of mouthfeel.
What I'd really, I mean, I'd already kind of thought a bit about this, is I'd like to bring in a more oily fish with a real amount of hang on the palate. And this just extends that fish and like a good texture to it, but I'm a little bit worried. I want to add in this idea of actually making a batter out of this.
Right.
Because I don't need much, don't worry about the cost. and play mirrors here, just build up layers of mirrors.
I love it. So like a rose-coloured batter sort of thing to match the champagne.
Quite possibly, because the slight amount of carbonation will help lighten up the batter. So it's not just a cloggy, clumpy batter. Right. It's light, it's crisp.
So it makes it more fluffy, kind of, in a way.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And I think that could work. I just probably got to raid the lock-up and steal a carton.
I'm sure we can find some. What do you have a feeling on the fish? Like, is there something you've got in mind?
Yeah, look, I'm a big fan of some of the battler fish. I would say I love our beautiful top feeders and clean and crisp fish, but you know, when they start to be a predator or a bottom fish and you get that huge oil content, you know, and more tight muscle structure, thicker muscle structure, I think we're not going to have a delicate fish.
Okay.
We're not going to have a big oily fish. I love Australian salmon.
Yeah.
It's a misnamed fish because it's not a salmon.
Right.
It's like a big Tommy.
Right.
You know, but I think that might be too much. So I really have to think, and I have to think brain structure of the fish too.
Yeah.
I like, you know, it just falls apart. Could be Mulloway.
All right. I love the batter. The batter's sounds like the fanciest batter anyone's ever made.
Yeah, we just eat the batter. I'll keep working on when the boats go out and see what they get.
Okay.
That's a beautiful colour.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? All right, so the third and final. So we're serving 3 different champagnes on the night of the soiree, and this is something special. So this is Bollinger's, I guess, you know, it's their flagship cuvée, and it's called La Grandonnée. The vintage is 2007, so it's a 12-ish year old champagne as we sit here today, and it's actually rested in the cellars until October 2017. So it rests in the cellars for 10 years on all of its yeast lees. So what we have is a completely savoury, complex, layered, lot of umami. We should get, I mean, don't want to explain the champagne before we taste it, but it should be a very savoury, textural, and completely different champagne again.
Okay.
I get sort of toasted bread straight away on the nose.
Yeah.
It's a really comforting aroma, that sort of toasted bread smell, isn't it? Why is that?
I don't know, but I'm actually captivated by the colour too, again. I think you've pretty well taken me down one path here, Nick. I think that we have some amazing freshly milled flour, and when the flour's freshly milled, it's not light wheat, it's sweet. And it just has a completely different body. But Chris Lloyd has put down some amazing cheeses for me as a preemptive strike.
Yes, cheese is amazing. That's such a good call.
I'm thinking about the wakame wrapped blue. It might be too much and I might have to pull back because there's a double layer of unami with the seaweed and the blue cheese. But I'm thinking profiterole, chuck the cheese inside as a melty bomb.
Well,
but I don't want to overpower, so you know I'll have a little mess around it. I mean, look, if we weren't in South Australia, I'd say this is a cheddar that would go a West Country cheddar.
Again, the technique sounds amazing, but I think even if you want to go blue, like the power, like that sets itself apart from all of the technique and making, but the power in that is phenomenal. Like it's explosive in the mouth.
You know, I'm reluctant to. I want to stay with cow cheeses. The goats, I think, is just going to be another layer.
I think
deviation.
cow cheese is perfect.
Yeah, gee, it's given me a lot to think about. I got to really rethink what I'm actually doing. But yeah, that's a big drink.
It is a big drink. Yeah. Well, it's their flagship champagne, and you know, Bollinger didn't get to where they are by by doing it by halves. I mean, this is one of the most famous and sought after, and I guess respected and consistent bottles of champagne in the market. So that's our 3 champagnes: Bollinger Special Cuvée, the Rosé, both non-vintage, and then we go to the 2007 La Grandonnée, and they'll be the 3 we're serving at the soiree.
Well, it's a great way to kick off a night. If you're going somewhere else or whatever, you can come in and have the ultimate starter to your night.
It's an amazing way, and with some of the food you've mentioned, I actually pity the chef that's going to cook them dinner after eating those canapes.
We're just a bit scared of you on this one. We've got a lot to live up to.
All right, so folks, that's it. The Champagne Soiree with Bollinger. Of course, they're doing a number of things across the festival. We're so thrilled to have Guy de Rivoire joining us from Champagne Bollinger all the way here in Australia for Tasting Australia. So Simon, thanks very much.
Thanks for your time, Nick.
Cheers.